What's going on, you gamers? Today I'm back with some more Cyberpunk 2077. I'll be going over all the features, all the updates that you'll be getting with this 1.6 patch, and whether or not I think now is the perfect time to come back. So if you've not played for a while, should you be jumping back into Cyberpunk? Nah. Well, let's find out. Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be jumping back into Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to be looking at all the new features and all of the added content in patch 1.6. As always, if this helps you out, a like will be much appreciated, and if you'd like to become a member of the channel for all the latest and greatest content, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. But for now, we're going to be diving into everything that 1.6 holds and whether or not I think now is the perfect time to jump back into Cyberpunk. So the first feature that they've implemented is the new Transmog feature. If you head back to any of these apartments and you kind of have a little look around, make your way over to the wardrobe, you'll notice that now not only will you be able to change your gear, you'll also be able to change how it looks. This is actually pretty decent. I must admit, it's in quite a few games, but I really like the fact they've added it to Cyberpunk. As you can see right here, you're able to hold on to 6 different changes that you can change pretty much at any time during your gameplay. So all you're going to do, add whatever you want to the slots, and this will be what your character looks like. Perfect thing is that it doesn't affect what you're actually wearing. So if your gear has better upgrades on it, or it has much better stats, it's not going to affect it whatsoever. That's going to be your base gear. This is just going to be what you look like. So as you can see, nice and easy, you can put together an ensemble that makes him look truly powerful. This guy definitely looks like someone I wouldn't mess with, and you wouldn't want to take him on one-on-one. As you can see from here, I've got all of my original clothing. It's just a Transmog system. That's just what I look like. I don't really know why I've put that one together, but yeah, if you did want to look absolutely awesome, you can make yourself look completely different and hold 6 different variations that you can chuck on at any time. As you saw as well, if you did want to take it off, which you probably would if you made your character look like this, then you can quite easily take it off as well. Now next up, and we've got 3 new gigs in the game. The gigs are actually quite cool, nice, condensed and fun. They're quite short, however. I definitely wouldn't say they're going to keep you around for long, but they are quite fast and entertaining when you play them. Also, they've got a few little goodies packed in them, so they're definitely worth doing. But most, like I said, are a little bit on the short side, and you'll probably complete all of them under 5 minutes each. As always, you'll pretty much be able to take these gigs on how you want. I usually go in gung-ho and just absolutely massacre everything, but if you want to do them a little bit more stealthy, you definitely can. These gigs are well worth doing, like I said, not just for the sheer fact that it's something new in the game. You also are able to obtain a few new items from this, weapons, clothing, and speak to a few characters that you've not seen before. They may well make an appearance further down the line in another DLC or something to those regards. Speaking of hidden goodies, we're going to be jumping over to the new weapons in the game. There are 11 new weapons that you can grab hold of, as well as a few little added Easter eggs dotted around the map and such. It's definitely a good time to come into the game, and a few of these weapons, especially the iconic ones, are actually pretty decent and well worth adding to your arsenal. You can get a neurotoxin knife now that does a nice bit of damage and does a nice bit of chemical or poison damage. You can get a kind of chainsword. And from the missions, you can manage to pick up 2 extra weapons from there as well, one of them being the hypercritical, which does a very powerful single shot and is a lot of fun to use, even though the kick on it looks like it'll break your arm. Cross progression is now implemented in the game, so if you were playing on another console or you were playing on a PC, you can now cross progress it, meaning you can play it on your other one. I had a friend who recently deleted all of their data and was quite upset when this came along. So don't do that, make sure you keep everything, because now you can play it on a different console if that's what you wanted to do. Another added feature that everyone was asking for, the new minigame Roach Race. I'm just joking, nobody asked for this, I don't think anyone knew this was coming in, but it is a nice little added feature that can give you some additional content. All it is, when you go to these apartments, any of the ones that you've purchased, you're going to find an arcade game in there that you can play. have a little bit of a chill out on, but if you do manage to beat some of the high scores, which are actually quite hard, I must admit, I only played it a few times, but I didn't manage to do it on my first, second or third. What's going to happen is you're going to play through as Geralt's horse from The Witcher 3. It's pretty much known to glitch out, so that's why it's doing some crazy antics. You're going to go through the levels. If you can manage to beat it, or if you can manage to get, I believe, up to 5th place, you're going to get some nice additional rewards. With the highest reward looking to be some kind of Western outfit. So it may well be worth doing, investing some time, if you want your character to have everything in the game. Now, another added feature is going to be with photo mode. They've now added in your cat. I believe it's called Nibbles. I haven't actually unlocked this cat, so instead I have decided to chuck in my cat. So here's photo mode with my cat Alice. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it looked like in the game, give or take. Say hello, Alice. Yeah. So the new photo mode, you can chuck your cat in and just play around with that. Right, so that's pretty much most of the content in 1.6. I must admit, some of the things, the Transmog system's actually really cool. I do like it. It's some nice little enhancements. Also, you've got quite a few things to hunt for. There's some Easter eggs, you've got the additional weapons and such, and of course the added gigs. But overall, I don't think it's going to make you come back and play for hours and hours on end. It's just a nice little bit of additional content that's enhancing the overall game. For myself, I think the biggie's going to definitely be next year. This one's dropped obviously to coincide with new Cyberpunk anime that's going to be released on Netflix soon called Edgerunners, and it's well worth the update because there's definitely a few things to play around with now. But overall, I still think next year, when they release the other DLC, and that's going to be the Phantom Liberty, I think that's going to have a bit more playthrough to it, and that's the DLC that I'm most looking forward to. This year, this is a nice little upgrade. There's also a few little tweaks and changes here and there. They fix some of the bugs and stuff. I think a few of the weapons do cost a little bit more with the body attribute, and they've changed a couple of the perks. And if you've not played Cyberpunk for a while, it may well be worth jumping back into now. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be spending the next few minutes sorting my character out because he looks absolutely awful. For all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on the next day.